Hi there, Wargamers. It's a DanBringa here. This time with a bit of a hobby video, assembly video. My attempt at some assembly instructions, as Fantasy Flight has kind of let us down with this one. As you can see, it's for the ATRT. Now, as the instructions, as they put it, are supposed to be available online, but I can't find them. There's several people can't find, so I figured I'd throw my hat in the ring, as it were, and give it a go. So I built one already. As you can see, his driver's not glued on yet, and neither is the guns. The guns just dry fitted, so that's nice. It's something I learned from the Rebel ones. Well, I learned it too late for the free I had anyway. So we're not going to worry too much about the riders for the moment. We're going to concentrate on the main body, so I'm just going to get this one out of the way so we've got a bit of space. So what we're going to basically do is we're going to clip off everything that's towards the body. So it's these pieces here, these pieces, we'll do the pedals, the front guard, and these little two engine bits. So I'm going to clip these off, guys. You don't need to see me do that. I'm just going to clip away and then clean it up. So back in a tick when I've done that. And also I'm going to clean them up as well. Right, guys, I just realised I didn't tell you about the control panel we're going to be assembling to this little build stage, as it were. So we've got basic parts A01 to A08. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So we're going to start with the main body is what I'd call it. So I'm going to assume you've got a reasonable idea of how to glue things together. So I'm probably not the best one to show people how to glue things anyway. Probably use way too much. So I'm going to glue those two halves together, and these left and right parts are nicely got a shaped wedge in there that can only go on one side. So if it don't go in one way, it's on the other side. So that goes what's going to go in there. So just pop some glue on that. There we go. And flip it over. Get some glue in that hole and a bit on there, so where the aerial mount will go on. There we go. Get a bit of a squeeze up there too. So next we're going to go for I think they're some kind of fuel canisters maybe, and again they've got shaped holes, so they can't go on the wrong way. So let's see if that's the one I want. Yep, let's see, the little pipe goes to the top, I believe. Yep. There we go, so that's that. So do the same on the other side. There we go, let's shove that control panel in this hole here. I'll say they've done one thing, they considered them not put the instructions right in the kit. It does go together quite easily, so it's not at the end of the world, thankfully. And then they're going to put the footrests on. Again, it's nice, it's worthwhile dry fitting sometimes to make sure you get the right, you don't put it in backwards. So some glue in there. There we go. I'm going to put the front shield on. which I haven't chopped off. 2 seconds, guys. Right guys, I've got the front shield on, or rather off the sprue, and clean it up a bit, so get some glue on this bit. There we go. Give that a good press in there. So it's looking okay so far, so that way. Yep, so we'll get that, leave that to a few moments to set up before we continue. So that's part A10 in case you're wondering, guys, if you follow along on the contents sheet they gave you. Right, I'm going to go get ready for the next bit, and we'll be back in a second when this is cured a bit. Right guys, next we're going to go on with these two leg mount bits. So it's A11 and A12, so I'll take those off and clean them up and be back in a second. Right guys, I've got those two bits cut off and cleaned up a bit, and we're just going to basically blob some glue around the outside of this and slam them together. There we go. There, both fingers. Can only go on one way, so not much to worry about there. There we go. And this nice hole is going to go into the main body on this peg post type thing. So there we go. You'll notice it's bent slightly forward, like a almost, well, a very bad C, but anyway, there's got like these ridges that go to the front. There we go. So let those pieces cure up again, so give it a bit of time to dry, so it don't come apart when I'm working on it. Right, back in a tick. Right guys, while we're waiting for that to dry, we might as well glue on the front of this gun here. It's over here and here for some reason. I'm assuming that's just had some spare plastic and we're afraid you'd lose it. Anyway, I'm going to chop these up and clean them up and be back in a second. Right guys, I've just noticed something that's worthwhile pointing out, that the front end of the rotor blaster, if you use the one here on this side that I'm not in shot with, the barrels don't match up to the gun, but I've just checked it on this one. If you use this one, they do line up, so there you go. Here's the one I chopped off to start with. Try fitted there. See how the barrels don't line up. It's got like a rounded peg in it, but it's like a semicircle, so it can only go in one position. Whereas this one matches up. So let's just use that one, guys, if you're if you're intent on having your gun shooting the right way. There we go, stick a bit of glue on there, we'll stick that together and move on. There we go. So I'll leave that to one side. Also I chopped off the other one because I'm not gluing my guns on, so just leave them interchangeable for dry so we can have whatever weapon I want on it. Right guys, on to the next step. Right guys, next we're going to start working on the legs. So there's two separate matching pairs here, which I've managed to work out. So you can either have left leg forward and right leg back, or right leg forward and left leg back, or do some weird hopping pose. So I've gone for the legs A19, or I'm going for A19 because it's the opposite to one I've done already. And we want A15, which is this one here. And we also want two of these buggers, so we want these hydraulic things, I think they are. So we've got A16, this one here, from one side. Oop. And A20, there we go, that one there. There we go. Right, we're going to give those a quick clean up and we'll be back in a tick once I'm ready to start going on with them. Right guys, we've tried to assemble the legs, so I'm starting with the short, I say the short one, the one that's the shortest piece bent up. So we want some glue on that, and we want some glue on this thing for the hydraulic thing. There we go. Now the short end of this hydraulic thing is the end that goes to the actual machine, and the other end goes to the leg. So let's shove that in with its little half moon thing going on. Stick some glue on the other end. There we go. There we go, then just line that up and push it in. There we go. And I would say the same on the other side, but similar but different. So again, we want the short of the two ends, or rather the two covered bits to go to the top. There we go. So glue on the other bits. And let's flip it over to you, I can kind of see what I'm doing. So there's that hole to line up in there. Again, they're all semicircle, so they shouldn't only be able to go in one way. There we go, we've got almost jogging, as it were. There we go. We'll leave that for a bit to settle up again, and then we'll be back for a bit more. Right, guys, we're going to continue with the lower feet now. Now, if we've got the upper legs glued on, so we've got these two lower leg parts, which are both identical for left and right. We've got two sets of identical feet, so they only go together one way, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. So I'm just going to clip these bits off, then we'll tie them up and we're back to show you what to do with them. Right guys, now I've got these cleaned up. We've got the lower legs or ankles and the 2 feet in piles. So we're going to basically just assemble the ankles, the 2 halves together. There we go. Nice and simple. There's a little ridge in there that goes in that little groove. There we go, let's put it on one side. We'll do exactly the same. There we go. Now with the toes, you've got the middle toe here, it's got a little bit for the detail bit to go over here. Now on mine there was a bit of flash here which would have prevented the detail bit from going on, so it's worthwhile keeping an eye for that if you're having trouble with that. And there's also another little square notch that will stop, but make sure this only goes one way. There we go. Same for the other side. Right, going to give those a bit of a few moments to cure before we go about trying to attach these together. For some reason they decided to put hexagons here and yet circles here, which gives you a bit of freedom of movement for your model, but I don't know, I just didn't go for a circle and a circle. But anyway, just give that a few moments to dry, we'll be back in a sec. Right guys, after those bits have had a bit of time to cure, I'm going to shove the lower legs into the holes. Just a simple push fit. I'm just going to dry fit it for now to see where my legs are going to end up. You can't see that, so it's also worthwhile put it on a flat surface. Now on the toes there's two notches, and again it's a story of a hexagonal hole on the lower legs, but a brown one here for some stupid reason. Anyway, your toe wants to go on the lower of the two notches with the ridge face pointing down, and the ankle joint wants to go in there, the top one. So unfortunately, it's like it's one of those situations you probably need a third hand, would probably be advisable. So let's get that toe on. So I wish I could glue both sides of this toe on and leave it to cure for a bit before trying to stick it onto the actual ankle, but unfortunately they both need to be sandwiched between the toes. So let's put some glue on it for the ankle section. And I'm going to go with my rear foot for now. There we go. Give it a bit of time to dry. Probably take it off the vehicle for now, just to. And this doesn't want to stay on while it's drying as well, which is another ball ache from my point of view. So on the other side, two notches in there. Raise the toe up so it's above the foot, as it were. Just press it on the ground so it's nice and flat, or lift it up depending on how you want to pose it. And I'm just going to shove this back into the main body and see how it sits on the floor with relation to the other one. Yeah, so I'm happy with that, so I'm going to leave this a bit to dry while I work on the other one. So, same as before, I've got this bit still dry fitted in. So, let's get one side of the foot, and the big toe, the middle toe. So, let's attach the middle toe first. Give it a quick position so it's. So I'm trying to figure out the way you can see that, guys. Yep. So let's bring this in. The lower notch, or the higher notch, should I say. Some glue on there. Stick the other side of the foot on. And just squash it down on the actual table. Put the ankle of both on the lower leg in the right place. As it's the leading foot. There. As I completely snap it up. Just going to stick the other one in for the time being, while I get this front one in the right place as well. And the foot's come apart. Wonderful. Bit of a pain in the arse, this one. Thought this was going too easy. There we go, give that a bit of a squeeze. Let's have a quick Scooby-Doo at that. Starting up nice and easy. Like so. So I'm happy with those positions, so I'm going to glue on the lower leg sections. Hopefully without destroying the toes. There we go. Let's get those in and do some final adjustments to the positioning. There we go, that'll do. Both on the floor. It's probably not the best stance, but I'm happy with it. So I'm going to leave that to cure now, and then we'll stick the aerial on, and then we'll start working on the guy, which is actually the easy part. Right guys, I'm back in a tick. Right guys, as the ATRT is drying, we're going to start working on the pilot. So for my previous ATRT, I chose this fellow over here. It's basically the sprue's nicely separated into each one, so you can just clip off one side of the sprue. So I'm going to go for this one here over here, the one with the proto scout trooper helmet, I'd say, which is what I'd call it. Anyway, I'm going to clip these off and clean them up, and we'll be back in a second to assemble them. Right guys, now I've got all those bits cleaned up, it's time to stick them together. So we'll start with the upper body. Get some glue on this side. There we go. Now I do have one small gripe with this kit, well, other than the main gripe, which is the reason for this video. The two crew... just throw one ATRT at the camera. The two crew guys have got different models of armour on. Now the poses are different per guy, so you can't have the same pose with each armour type, which is rather disappointing. Which would have been nice to have the option to have, you know, the same. Stuck him back to front there, if you didn't see that, guys. Anyway, would have been nice to be able to have the this armour type with the arm raised for the gun, because the way the models, because the shoulder part of this arm is part of the arm, whereas this one is part of the body, and it's not shot on. Still not shot, so you know what I mean. So it's a bit annoying, but would probably annoy some people more than others. So there we go. Just show you on his ride, so we can line up his arms, as it were. Now, you might not want to do it this way. I'm doing it this way because I'm going to be painting my guy separately to the body, so I'm not gluing him on until he's painted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the peg into the hole on the body and glue his arm in so it's in the right place. So glue on the little post and then on the flat area there, which will go under the shoulder pad. Put my finger on the old post and shove his arm in. Excuse the finger. There we go. And it's on the other side. Rinse and repeat. So, some glue on the old arm. Bring this fella back and shut. Now it's worthwhile trying to hold on to the other handlebar at the same as well, to make sure you get them both in. You don't push one out by pushing one in. Now there is enough flex in these arms just to pull him off once he's cured. There he is. I just pulled his legs down just then to make sure he was actually still on the pedals, and then we're just going to shove his head in. So get some glue on that. There we go. I don't mind looking to one side slightly. Right, I'll leave that to cure for a bit before we finish off by sticking the gun on and just that antenna as well. Let's finish it off, I suppose. So I'm going to give that a quick clean and we'll be back to stick that on. Right guys, I've got the antenna cleaned up. And you'll notice on the kit there's one hole that's bigger than the other, and it obviously relates to the antenna. There we go. So obviously the small hole there goes to the back. There we go, it's probably a bit too much glue, but never mind. And I've got turn that backwards already. So the short of the two antennas goes to the back. Yep, I'm trying to push up down because my feet are still wet. There we go. Let's have a quick think about whereabouts I'm going to stick my stick his gun. Right guys, I've decided where I'm going to stick it. In the instructions it tells you to shove it about here somewhere, but there's not really a lot of area to glue onto there, so and I don't like it. It's a guy reaching right back behind him to grab his gun, so I'm going to stick it on his back on the ridge here on the armour plate, so hopefully this won't make too much of a mess. There we go. And also tells you to glue it barrel up, but I'm going to do it all the way up. Yeah. So if you'd glued it the way the instructions tell you, there's a sorry, I'm trying to keep this going in sight. There's a like a site there that which would have been obscured as well if they'd done it the way they said to do it. So guys, I'm going to stick this one side, allow it to dry, and I'll show you what it looks like fully assembled. Right guys, back in a tick. Right guys, as you can see the glue was cured nicely and it's nice and sturdy and not moving anywhere now. And they're ready to go get painted. The weapons just nicely slot into the hole left there and it's kept in place nicely with friction, so no need to glue that in if you don't want to. And keeps your options open for putting on the weapon you've chosen, and no weapon if you happen to go with just a grenade launcher. So guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe and all that stuff. Drop us a comment below what you thought of the tutorial, and thanks for watching guys, and see you all later. Bye bye now.